Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Dina. You can call me Dina. I'm from STKIP Muhammadiyah Bogor, English Education Department, and now I will presentation about the concept of bridge maxim and the concept humor or joke. Okay, happy watching, check this out. The purpose of making video the purpose of this video presentation is to provide information, persuade the audience to expect a point of view, and encourage them to take action regarding the presentation. Definition of bridge maxim. Bridge maxim is a cognitive principle or cognitive entitled by Grice. The purpose of Grice maxim is to describe the action of speaker and interlocutor in conversation. Accordingly, in the principle of comparison, the speaker must contribute to the conversation according to the needs when the speech even occurs. This aim to find out the reaction of the interlocutor in the conversation. Each component must be conveyed clearly, concisely, and directly characteristic so that it is easy to understand. According to Kunjana 2009-23, Maxims are the rules that govern action in the use of language. In Greek comparison principle, there are four maxims, namely the maxim or quantity, maxim quality, maxim relevance, and the last maxim manner. So explain from maxim quantity. The maxim of quantity is related to the quantity of information conveyed by the speaker and requires each participant of the speech to contribute as much as needed by the interlocutor. If the speech delivered by the speaker contains excessive information, then the speech has violated the quantity maxim, according to Rahardi 29-24. The main correction is that each tour participant must provide the right amount of information. Two principles. Namely, the first is your contribution of information should be as format as possible as needed, and the second, your information do not assess what is recorded. Example, P1, do you have wallpaper? P2, yes. P1, how is your background? Have you finished P2 already? P1, how many chapters have you had? P2, one chapter. P1, when are the assignment collected? P2, tomorrow. In the conversation, there is a maxim of quality because P2 contributes not excessive or sufficient to the information needed by P1. Next, maxim quality. The maxim of quality, which requires every participant in the conversation to tell the truth and contributing to the conversation, should be based on adequate evidence so that every utterance must be based on clear, concrete, tangible, and measurable evidence. The main correction is that each participant must convey correct information. The speech participant must follow two principles. The first is don't say what you believe to be false, and don't say something for which the evidence isn't every or convincing. Example, P1, Doctor, who is your academic supervisor? P2, Endang Wiryanti Smart. In the conversation, it can be seen that the meaning of the maxim of quality. The meaning of this maxim, namely P2 because P2 respond and answer give the correct contribution to what P1 what's because P1 asks P2 to answer trustfully. Next, maxim relevance. The maxim of relevance is the purpose of the maxim of relevance so that there is good comparison between the speaker and the interlocutor so that each make a relevant contribution regarding what is being said. The main creation is that each participant must speak relevantly about what is being discussed. Example, P1. Why did not you come in yesterday? P2. I have a stomach ache. The question from P2 actually contribute to the fact that he did not come because of a stomach ache. Okay, the last is maxim of manner. Maxim of manner, namely maxim which does not regulate what is said but how it should be said. The point means that in maxim the way that is concrete is the implementation of speech by the speech participant in the speech event. Grice taught that the main creation in maxim method is that each participant in speaking must be easily understood by the speech participant. In the maxim way, there are four principles, namely avoid the same statement, avoid ambiguity, try to be concise, and try to speak regularly. Example, P1. Wow, that's so funny. P2. Thank you. P1. Not you, but a cat. The meaning of the conversation is that P1 is looking at something by saying, wow, that's very funny, but it is interpreted wrongly with P2 because he thinks that P1 is praising him. Next is definition of humor or joke. Humor is a form of play that is funny which can make the heart laugh and amuse those who hear or see it. Humor is a means of communication that conveys information, expressing feeling of pleasure, anger, irritation, and sympathy. As a means of communication, if humor is used properly, humor can function in various ways. Humor can relax tension or age as a risk to fail. For example, if there are disagreements in a group, humor can save them from hurling harsh words at each other or getting into physical fight. And question, why people laugh at certain event or section of comedy movies or stand-up comedy? Explain the reason from the theory of Grice maxim. So this my answer is, it can be said that humor has a central role in human life, namely as a means of entertainment and education in order to improve the quality of human life. This seems not much different from the opinion according to Dhananjaya Viyawijana, which say that in society humor both erotic and social in narrow savor as solage. In normal communication, it seems that it can be understood that a speaker articulates truth with the intention of communicating something to the interlocutor, and how that the interlocutor can understand what is tried to communicate. According to Grice via Wijana 2004, For this reason, speakers always try to make their speech always relevant to the contents, clear and easy to understand. In this regards, the discourse of humor or stand-up comedy often deviates from the communication rules outlined by pragmatic principle. Nah, so thank you so much. Sorry for I mistake. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.